この戦いには、絶対に勝つ。
What's up everyone, this is Emmanuel Master Rodriguez and I will be guiding you through the STUNS tutorial. So what are STUNS? A stun is a situation that leaves the player vulnerable for a certain amount of time as they cannot attack, throw, or block until the end of the stun animation. There are many ways to stun an opponent, ranging from strikes which could start a stun, to non-stunning strikes on counter hit or after an initial stun, to attacking the opponent from behind. There are also some throws that can lead to stun, and there are some holds that lead to stun as well. Also, there are some environmental factors that can put you in stun states, such as breakable objects, ledges, or ceilings. Critical threshold is the maximum amount of stun possible before the opponent is knocked down, reset, or launched. The critical threshold is designed to prevent stuns from turning into infinite. Once the opponent is put in a critical stun state, you will notice a portion of their life bar flashing white. The end of that white bar is your critical threshold. You can also know when you've reached critical threshold by looking at the critical damage in your move details. When your critical damage turns red, that means you've reached critical threshold. Reaching critical threshold has many uses. When you attempt to launch an opponent at their critical threshold, the launch would be at its maximum height, which would allow more damaging air juggles. Reaching critical threshold is also important in activating your critical burst, which I will explain in more detail in a later section. Just remember that when you're trying to reach critical threshold, you can't repeat the same move twice in a row. Otherwise, your critical stun meter would reset, leading to a knockdown or a minimal launch. A critical burst stun is a special type of stun during which the opponent cannot hold or stagger a stage for a long time, giving the attacker the potential for a guaranteed follow-up.
A critical burst stun can only be activated by landing your critical burst move when the words critical stun are lit up in red. This happens when the opponent is at enough stun for your critical burst moves to exceed their critical threshold.
Each character has at least one critical burst move, and some characters even have more than one which they can use to get a critical burst stun. A critical burst stun is a long enough stun that can guarantee almost any follow-up, including a power blow. Also, when the opponent is in a critical burst stun, they are still considered in critical threshold. This means that launchers will give maximum launch height, and non-launchers will cause either a knockdown or a launch.
Keep in mind that if your critical burst move does not exceed your opponent's critical threshold, it will behave as a normal move and will not activate
a critical burst stun. However, if your critical burst move was the last move before reaching critical threshold, you can still repeat it again to activate a critical burst stun, and your critical stun meter will not reset. Just remember that you cannot get a critical burst stun if you reach critical thresholds on a back-turned opponent. There are a few more things that you need to keep in mind when thinking about stuns. A standing jab does not cause stun on normal hits or counter strikes, but it does cause stun on high counter strikes. This can be useful to turn the tides around when punishing a throw attempt, since standing jabs tend to be the fastest move in the game. Also, there are some strikes that would stun on normal hits, but those same moves would launch on counter or high counter strikes, or if the opponent was already in stun. Knowing which moves can do this will help you plan out more guaranteed damage from air juggles. And finally, there are strikes that lead to a forced crouching state on normal hit. In some situations, these moves can guarantee a crouch throw. As long as the opponent does not attempt a strike or a move that would put them back in a standing state. However, this is not possible if the same move was done on counter or high counter strike, or after an initial stun, since you can't throw an opponent in stun. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, favorite, and subscribe, and click here for another tutorial, player. Okay, hold on. Tongue tied, no! So there you go. When you attempt a launcher on an opponent at their critical... Oh, it's bothering me. Okay, tongue tied here. Hold on. I don't know why. God damn it. Hold on. Oh my god. I'm making this up. What a scrub. What a scrub. You can't put the bloopers, by the way. Okay, hold on.